Hey, hello again, drumstickers. How are you? How's your week? I hope you're doing great, and we are just 1 week away from the Drum Fest 2017. It's gonna be awesome, and suddenly it gets better because on Friday, Mark Juliana is playing there in Sevilla too, with his band, presenting the new album, and it's gonna be awesome. So, but today we have to talk about drumsticks. Drumsticks Sunday channel, Alberto Iglesias, a different pair of drumsticks every week. And this week, I think my hair is gonna grow again because I've been playing with the metal model from Wincent. Well, let me tell you, just holding this in your hand is like a weapon. But let's show a picture first, so you can. It's gonna be hard to realize of the size of the drumstick just in the picture, but at least you have a look at the shape and all. Okay, here they are. Wow, believe me, these are super big. It's the biggest drumstick I've ever used. And first, let's talk about the sizes. Okay, the length is 17 inches. Okay, the grip or the diameter it's 0.622 inches. Pretty short taper, and the tip it's kind of an acorn, I would say. Okay. So if we compare that with a regular drumstick, first of all, it's as you know 17 inches the length. It's 1 inch more than a regular 16 inches drumstick. Maybe you can say, "Wow, that's not too much, just 1 inch." Okay, let me show you. This is a 5B from Wincent. So this is pretty serious. Okay. So as you can see, there's a lot of difference with regular one. So you have to consider that. About the diameter, I don't know if you are going to be able to appreciate the difference, but it's also kind of a lot. Let me show you like that. Maybe you can see it better. But of course, when you hold the stick in your hand, you can notice that immediately that it's pretty huge too. It's hickory too. I didn't mention that, but it's hickory, so the weight is of course it weighs more than the regular one, or a 5B. I mean, for example. And about the taper, well, it's super short taper. But even the thing is that the neck it's so thick that it's almost a blended tip, as you can see. It's not blended, okay? As you know, blended it's when it's more there's no difference between the tip and the rest of the drumstick. It's kind of the same shape. It's just maybe a little bit thinner here, so that we show that with the body reach, for example, it's has that. In this case, that you have this kind of cut that establish the difference between the tip and the rest, but it's so thick here that it's almost the same thing. And another interesting difference is that the tip it's kind of a acorn more than a teardrop. Okay, as you can see, it's more. It's point. I don't know the English word for that. It's it's kind of more point. I don't know if that. It's super thin here at the top. Okay. So that's the drumstick. What can I say? Well, first let me tell. This is the first thing I have to say. As you know, this is completely out of my comfort zone. I don't play this regularly. I use more standard, less. Well, this is out of of my of my league, let's say like that. But as you know, it's a great exercise to do that once in a while, because you try new things, and or you can discover things that you like, that you now think you don't like. Maybe you can discover that, or you can understand why do you like some things. I think it's great that you have to do that once in a while. Take a different pair of drums, completely different, or if you want to try something, go super stream, and you can compare with what you know. Well, it's so for me, it's been that's the kind of week I've been having this week. So let's say I think these drumsticks are completely designed with a purpose. They are for metal, super hard styles, huge drumstick, a lot of weight, short taper, everything is pointing to something. You need power, response, you go for it. So, for example, the length, this extra length, if you play, first of all, you have more power because you have more, the whole drumstick is gonna hit harder because it's longer, so you have more material here, all that. But at the same time, it's great because usually when you play that kind of styles, the kits tend to be pretty huge. They have a lot of cymbals, a lot of toms, different stuff, or pretty huge kits. So having this extra length, it's gonna help you to reach all the things, because when you have a lot of things, some of that things are far away from you, so you can reach it easily without having to move your body or stretch your arm or something like that. So it's gonna help with that. About the power, of course, if you are playing that style, you need volume, you need power. This drumstick is gonna help. You can you don't need to put so much effort, because the drumstick is gonna help you. Okay. You have to play hard, but as I always say, the drumstick is gonna collaborate with you in what are you trying to do. A pretty interesting thing for me is that the tip in this case, it's kind of different from the regular one, from the tip drop. In fact, we can compare with this is a 5B. As you can see, you have this the 5B. It has it's more it's kind of an accord. This is kind of an accord. This is kind of it's more soft in the top. So with this one, although the whole drumstick is gonna give you power, open sound with 4 cymbals, it's gonna open the cymbals a lot and all that. With this kind of tip, you have some kind of, you can play a little bit, and depending on the angle, you can get more more definition and the cymbals and all that. So it gives you that, I think. And another thing I want to mention, it's curious because I've been having a look at the big first option for this, and in fact they have a model that it's called Metal too. But funny thing is that they are kind of different. Well, the length is the same. It's 17 inches. But for example, with the big first model, the grip is 0.635, so it's even thicker than this one. And the tip is completely different. You can check that. I don't have the big first model, but you can check that out in the web page. The big first model has a big oval tip, so it's completely different than this one. And I will say that even the neck is kind of a little bit thinner in that one, but I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure, but it's kind of looks like that for me. So why I'm saying that, because as you can see, a model that is designed with a purpose, with thinking about a style. Both companies have different approaches. So I think that's the idea of this project. As you can see, even the companies with it gives different solutions they are giving different solutions for the same objective, no, for the same goal. So that's why I always think that you have to try things, because if you play metal, for example, and you think, oh, and you see the big field model and say, oh, you take it as one, oh, so for metal I have to use an oval tip. Oh, great, and now I know that. What happens with this? This is completely different. So that's the thing. It's not about what companies think that it's better for something. It's what you think is better for you. Not what you think, what you experience. I think it's a great example of why you should try things. But of course, when companies say this is metal or big field or rock or whatever they call it, they know it's not the only option for that. They are just trying to give you an idea or an approximation, something that, because as you know, when you are starting, sometimes you don't have idea, you know. So if you are trying, if you don't watch these videos, that you shouldn't do that. You should watch these videos every week, you know that. But if you don't do that and you go to a shop and want to get a pair of drumsticks, well, it's a way that you can maybe, you know, try to at least reduce your options and try different things, but in your area of work, okay? But don't think that just because they say that and they call it rock or metal or something like that, don't think that that's the only option. You have plenty of options. In fact, it just changes the company, you get a not completely different, but different option. So, but as I was saying, trying to recap or to sum up, it's these are really, I think they are focused on something, they are designed for that, and they work. As you know, when I start playing with huge drumsticks, I immediately feel like I start playing harder, I start playing with more energy. It's kind of help you with that. But at the same time, I'm going to finish with this, but at the same time, remember, great exercise to practice is pick a pair of drumsticks, like this for example. You can pick these drumsticks and start playing super soft, soft jazz or I don't know, bossa nova or something like that. Why? Because it's not a really good experience, believe me, when you have to do that. But if you force yourself to do that, it's a way to try to break the connection of your brain between, oh, this is a huge drumstick with a lot of weight, oh, I have to play harder, and you start. No, you have to break that connection. So you decide what you want to do. I hope you understand what I mean. Then you can, of course, when you are going to use the drumstick, you can select your better option, but you try to force yourself or try to teach your brain that it's not an automatic decision. You have the capability to decide what you want to do. So you can practice both things. It's great. And if you ever have a situation when I don't know, you go to a gig or you forget your drumstick bag, or I don't know, you are in a jam session and you just go to play and the drummer only uses this or something like that. You have to play with this. First, if you're not get used to that, you're gonna suffer, believe me. But at the same time, if you have practiced that and you know how to behave. Of course, although you have to, you know, try to work hard, but I think it's a great exercise for your brain more than for your body. It's just to learn that, to break that connection. I hope it helps. Okay, so as you know, now next week I don't have. It's not gonna be a Drumsticks Sunday video. I know it's gonna be hard for you to spend 2 weeks without me, but man, I'm a woman. It's the Town Drum Fest, and remember, for those of you that can't go, remember that you're gonna have the streaming option, so you can be there in some way. Okay, so see you in 14 days, okay, in 2 weeks, and well, I'm gonna buy new options, new lollipops for new candy for the next videos in Sevilla, and see you in 2 weeks, and I'll let you know how it goes, how the Tantrum Fair goes. Okay, goodbye, have a nice 2 weeks, and keep practicing.